everybody, Cinema Sickness here with your daily sickness video, and happy Friday, TGIF to each and every one of you. Hope you guys had an absolutely fantastic week. Hopefully your weekend is gonna be amazing. I'm actually about to head out very soon and go on my weekend spree up in the Shamokin, Knoebels, Pennsylvania area. Very excited about that. Hopefully gonna do some awesome hunting this weekend. That is the plan. That will be fantastic. Hopefully I'll come home with some awesome deals. Last year, actually, when I went up there, I came home with like bags full of stuff. I took pictures of it. It was ridiculous. So hopefully this year, maybe the same thing. I don't know. We shall see. Not quite sure what I'm going to be doing this weekend, but hopefully some of what I'll be doing will involve some cinema hunting. So, all right, guys, let's get down to today's daily sickness video. And what I have for you today are some reviews. Yes, I know it is time for reviews. Some of you guys like these videos, some of you guys don't, but they got to be done. So let's take a look at what I've recently been checking out. Try to get through this as quickly as possible, as always. So the first hill up is one I physically can't hold up and show you, as I only do own the ultraviolet digital copy of this film, and that is Horrible Bosses 2. Definitely a movie I was looking forward to checking out, as I really did enjoy the first one. I thought the first movie was very funny, fantastic, awesome cast, awesome plot, and the second movie, absolutely no different. It was just as fantastic. We get much of the same cast returning. It is extremely funny. The plot is fantastic. I love the boys now. They're going on their own. They're venturing out on their own. They're going to be their own bosses. That's the whole plan. That goes horribly awry when a douchebag company owner just screws them over majorly. They, of course, try to get the revenge and screw that up majorly. And in the end, nothing really necessarily worked out. The boys don't go to jail, but that's about as much as it works out. And I love the ending with Kevin Spacey and how they've all kind of come full circle. Thought it was great. The movie is definitely worth checking out. If you've seen the first movie and you loved it like I did, see the second movie. It definitely holds up. It is a solid sequel, in my opinion. It is extremely funny. You'll laugh just as hard as he did on the first film. It is definitely worth checking out. I hope this is the last movie they do. I hope they don't do a Horrible Bosses 3, only because I think they went out on a good note. The movie was funny. It was great. It wasn't sour. It was a good movie. Definitely worth checking out. Get a solid sequel. And they kind of came full circle with them basically working for Kevin Spacey at the end of the movie. I like that. Keep it. I think if they do a third one, I'm not saying a third movie wouldn't be funny. I'm sure it would. You brought the same cast back. I'm sure you'd have a very funny movie, but I would feel it was kind of like unwarranted, unnecessary. I don't think it really needs to be done. So hopefully, I'm kind of hoping they don't do a third movie. Just keep it at the two and be done with it. We'll see, though. I wouldn't be surprised if they did a third one, but I really hope they don't. So we'll see. But Horrible Bosses 2, check it out. Very funny. All right. And then I watched a movie hadn't seen in years, but I did just recently pick it up on Blu-ray, and I thought, perfect reason to rewatch, and that is Harry and the Hendersons, a movie I grew up watching. This is one of those movies that was always playing on TV. You'd be home on a rainy Saturday, you couldn't really go out and do anything. It'd be a horrible, crappy Saturday or Sunday or something like that. You'd be stuck inside on the weekend. You flip through the channels, and this would almost always be on some channel at some point during the day. I loved this movie. It's about this family who finds a Sasquatch. They're on a camping trip. They're coming home and they hit a Sasquatch, and they think, oh, this could be a huge find. Let's take it home. It turns out it's not dead. Now they got the Sasquatch in their house, and they kind of befriend it. They realize that he's not evil or anything like that. He just doesn't know where he is, doesn't know what he's doing. He's disoriented. He's in a new place. He's used to living in the forest. Now he's in this house. What's going on? So they befriend him, but of course there's this hunter this Bigfoot hunter who's trying to hunt him down. You got him playing this evil character who's always on the case and trying to get Harry. And it's a great movie, all about this family just dealing with the fact that now they have a Sasquatch in their house, and coming to love him and having to save him and let him back off into the wild. And of course, in the end, everything sort of does work out. You find out there's many more Sasquatches, and our evil hunter has a bit of a change of heart. So I love this movie. It is just good, cheesy awesomeness, and this movie is so fantastic. It's a great family-friendly movie, too. Definitely something you sit down and watch with your kids or something like that. Like I said, as a kid, I loved this movie. It's funny, as a kid, I was always, the rumor was that Harry here was played by Andre the Giant. I remember that always being the rumor. That's not the truth. He's played by a completely different actor. But I remember as a kid, that was the big thing. Everybody was like, "Oh, that's Andre the Giant playing playing Harry." And again, not the case, but I don't know. Did you guys ever hear that when you guys were kids? Was that the rumor going around your area too? Maybe it was just a thing in my school. I don't know, but that was always the rumor in my school. Anyway, great movie. If you haven't seen this one, definitely check it out. It is a classic in my opinion. Very happy to have it in high definition. Now, very cool. Oh boy. Then I checked out The Brothers Solomon. Now, I've never seen this movie. I had no idea, but I like the lineup. Had a good cast. I thought, let's check this one out. As it says, here we go, which plays like Dumb and Dumber meets Knocked Up. I don't know about the Knocked Up part. I think they were just looking for another movie where somebody involves pregnancy. That's the only thing I can really think of. The Dumb and Dumber, yes. It's these two brothers who are just complete idiots. It is very much like Dumb and Dumber, where they're two, complete morons and playing off each other. And it does feel like they ripped off Dumb and Dumber. I mean, these two characters, Harry and Lloyd, it's who they are. I mean, it seems like the same exact characters. There's even a few lines here and there that I'm like, didn't they say that in Dumb and Dumber? Or something very similar to that in Dumb and Dumber. They're really ripping the movie off. There's this whole plot where they think the father who's in a coma wants to have a grandchild, so they decide to have a kid, and they find a surrogate, and she ends up getting pregnant, and they're gonna have this kid, and it's all the craziness of them getting involved, or them getting ready for this child, and the mother decides she wants to keep the kid, not give it to the brothers, even though they paid her for the kid, and it's really not funny. Where Dumb and Dumber works, Dumb and Dumber is an extremely funny film. This one just kind of falls flat, and the jokes don't really work. And somehow Dumb and Dumber captures the greatness of these two stupid characters, where the brother Solomon just doesn't really work. It just makes it's almost annoying more so than funny in a way. And it just feels like it makes you, while you're watching, you're like, I'd rather just be watching Dumb and Dumber, not Dumb and Dumber. This movie's better than Dumb and Dumber 2. I'll give you that much. God, that movie was so bad. What's up with that? The second Dumb and Dumber was horrible. Anyway, how did they make that movie? I'm still angry about that. How is that movie so bad? Like, it shouldn't have been that bad. It was. Anyway, Brother Solomon. I'm not going to say don't check it out. It wasn't worth it. I mean, you got a funny cast here. You got a great lineup. You got two fantastic, funny actors. You should have just done something better with them. So, not very good. I really wouldn't recommend it. It was very mediocre. I wouldn't say it's the worst movie I've ever seen. It's one of those things where it's like, I guess if you really want to see it, if you've really been intrigued, if it's something you definitely want to check out, sure, go ahead. But it's nothing you need to see because it wasn't very good. All right, let's talk about another movie that wasn't very good. We have The Happening, which I finally just checked out. I really should have watched this one a long time ago, especially since a lot of it was filmed in my area. I remember going into work, the G Lodge, which is it's a restaurant, which I forget what it's called in this movie, but there's a scene in it, and for a couple days they were shooting there. In fact, one of my friends, who's an actress, she apparently was in a scene there, but they cut the scene, unfortunately. How much does that suck? You get put in like a scene or something like that. You're like in part of a scene in a movie, and that little scene gets cut, and you're not in the movie anymore. That would suck. Anyway, so I remember driving into work, and there was a detour because they were always filming there very early in the morning. There's some other little scenes shot in the area and stuff too. So, I mean, you could see like the power plant that's like not too far away next town over and stuff like that, many of the shots and whatnot. So the whole thing filmed like kind of like in the area, as M. Night tends to do. But wow, was this movie bad? I mean, I've seen bad M. Night movies. I mean, M. Night's not known exactly for doing the best movies in the world. I mean, yes, Sixth Sense was pretty awesome. And I even liked Unbreakable, but besides that, he's not really known for doing the best movies. Some people like The Village, some people like what's that stupid alien one? I don't even know. Some people Signs. That's it. Some people like those movies. Whatever. Village and Signs, I'm kind of just like they're okay, I guess. But I'm not a big fan. Anyway, so he's not exactly known for doing the best movies, but this one was just bad. I mean, just like my wife watches with me, and we're just like, how do movies like this get made? Like, do they not realize they're making a bad movie? And this movie has great characters. I mean, Mark Wahlberg, I can't say his name. Mark Wahlberg. I'm just gonna say Marky Mark. he's a great actor. I love him in movies. He's turned out to be just a phenomenal actor. Even Zoe Deschanel, I'm not gonna say she's like the best actress in the world, but she's not bad. I do tend to, like her in movies. I think she's okay, and she can hold up in movies. I don't think it's their fault. This movie, they were so bad in this movie. I think it's just the dialogue. It feels, it's so bad. Everything out of their mouth, it just sounds scripted and horrible and just not at all like it was something somebody would actually be saying. I just couldn't believe the stuff they were talking about. My wife and I just were looking at each other like laughing like throughout so much of this movie just because of how bad every line was delivered. I'm going to assume they were doing the best of what they had, but I can't imagine that Marky Mark wouldn't be, delivering his dialogue and thinking to himself, "Oh my God, this is so bad." Like, is there an interview out there or something? Let me know if there's an interview out there with Marky Mark talking about this movie and how much he hated it or something, because he had to have. Everything about this movie is just hard. I mean, the plot isn't very good. I like the idea, the initial concept. I like the idea of plants, kind of killing off people. I mean, that's very interesting. I'll give it that. Plants, like basically putting out these like pheromones, these chemicals into the air that make humans basically kill themselves, make them harm themselves. There's this whole, brain with chemicals and stuff, and it makes you, whatever, the part of your brain that basically makes you not commit harm to yourself, it basically shuts that down. That's kind of interesting. I gotta admit, like, that's kind of neat. It just wasn't delivered very well. Like, I thought like the initial concept was good. It just wasn't delivered well. It should have been done completely differently. How? I don't know. I'm not a screenwriter, but it had been done differently, it probably would have been pretty awesome. I think if somebody else like would do this movie or take the idea of these plants, killing all people, it could be pretty neat. So I like the initial concept. It just wasn't played out very well. And the acting was just horrible. Everybody in this movie, like, there was not like one good scene of acting in this movie at all. I can't think of a single one, which is a shame because they had good actors and actresses. But you're supposed to just say actors. Apparently, from what I hear, saying actress is it's like an insult. It's just actor. Men, women, you say actor. That's what I hear anyway. I guess it's like workman's comp. You're supposed to say workers comp now. I don't know. Anyway, PC. But so yeah, the movie was just garbage. Like, just wow. Like, I would actually say see this movie. I'm gonna say see it just to see how bad it is. It's worth checking out just to see how bad a movie can actually be. So if you haven't seen it, check it out. Not because it's good, but because it's so bad. You gotta see it. And I don't even mean so bad it's good, because no, this movie's not good. It's just so bad it's intriguing. So see this movie just to see how bad it is. Otherwise, whatever, you don't need to see it. But wow, it was just it was just bad. All right, then I was just randomly in the mood to watch some Batman the Animated Series. I had a little bit of time to kill. I had about an hour to kill, so I figured let's watch this. I watched Batman the Animated Series, Secret of the Caped Crusader, my mini DVD release, which just comes with 3 episodes on it. Let's see, what episodes are they? Oh, there we go. We have Cat and Claw Part 1 and Part 2 and Heart of Ice. So a double feature Catwoman episode, which is great. It's like the one where like Catwoman first comes into play, and Selena and Bruce, they kind of have this like love triangle, or not love triangle, but like, well, sort of love triangle, love square, because you got Bruce, Selena, Catwoman, and Batman, all kind of whatever. But it's a double episode where they come to find out who each other are, and the whole Batman and Catwoman thing starts out from the series. So it's good. And Heart of Ice is the story of Mr. Freeze and how he came to be. And it's basically his first episode of the series. And we find out all about him and how the horrible accident happened. Well, not accident. It was the douchebag boss shutting down the experiment that Mr. Freeze was performing on his wife to try and save his wife. And his wife now is frozen, and he's now as he is, and he wants to get his revenge. So really what it comes down to, it's like you kind of feel like what Mr. Freeze is doing isn't necessarily the worst thing in the world, because there's even a scene in it where like Batman comes and like to stop him, and he says like, this isn't our quarrel, I don't want anything to do with you, like you can just go, like I'm not trying to hurt you. And Batman's like, oh, you made it my business and stuff like that, and has to get involved and stuff. So even though Batman's trying to stop him, Mr. Freeze is still like, just no, this isn't between you and I. You can go away. I don't want to deal with you. I'm not going to kill you. I don't want to deal with you. Just go your way. Leave. I'm giving you a free pass to go your way. I just want to exact my revenge. So anyway, it's fantastic. Batman the Animated Series is great. I hadn't watched it in a while. I have the entire series. I used to watch it all the time as a kid. I absolutely love it. I'm sure everybody knows. This is looked upon as just one of the greatest cartoon series of all time, and rightfully so. It's fantastic. And I was just in the mood. And I thought, well, I got this little release here of 3 episodes. Why not pop this in and watch it? It was great. I love it. I love collecting these just random episode releases. It's fun because if you're just in the mood, I could have put in the first disc of season 1 or something like that. But I'm not the kind of guy who just wants to watch a couple episodes from a disc. I kind of want to finish an entire title. So I wanted to watch a whole disc. So there we go. Very cool. All right, this movie was awesome. I watched The Machine Girl. Oh my God, this movie was so much fun. All about this girl who his brother was killed. And she exacts her revenge, and she teams up with this mother and father who's the friend of her brother who was killed, and they just go on this killing spree. She ends up losing her arm. They build her this awesome machine gun arm when she goes crazy, just blowing people away. Such a fun movie. If you guys have seen, I'm sure you have, Kill Bill, when an arm gets cut off and blood spurts out everywhere. We get plenty of that in this movie. Every time a limb's hacked off or somebody's cut or something, it's just blood everywhere, just buckets and buckets of blood. It is so much fun. This movie does have CGI in it, but I think it's pretty cool the way they do it. They only use it a little bit. There's a lot of practical special effects in here, which I give them total credit for. That's awesome. It's great to see them not go completely 100% CGI. They only did it here and there. I love it. This movie is absolutely fun from start to finish. It's a great story about a girl, exacting her revenge against the Yakuza, exacting her brother's revenge, and it's absolutely fantastic. Again, just a really fun, goofy movie, but goofy in such a great way. So The Machine Girl, check it out if you just want to have a really, really fun time with the movie. All right, then I watched a movie which a lot of people actually, I hadn't really heard of it. People liked it or disliked it. I can't, again, physical help and show you as I only have a digital copy of it. But I hadn't really heard whether people liked it or not. But then as I'm watching, I get a lot of comments being left on my Instagram and Facebook and stuff. A lot of you guys are saying you hated the movie, and that is Chappie. I was really surprised by how many people seem to dislike it. I thought it was a decent movie. It wasn't anything mind-blowing. It wasn't anything overly amazing and fantastic, but I thought it was okay. A lot of people were saying they like District 9 so much better than Chappie. I don't know. I thought it was... I didn't think District 9 was anything all that amazing. I thought it was okay. It was a good movie, but it wasn't anything fantastic. And I feel the same with Chappie. It was just okay. It's all about this in South Africa. They was South Africa, right? They basically kind of do away with their police force and start using basically robots as the police force, and everything seems to be going well and whatnot and everything. And there's this the guy who created them. He ends up creating this artificial intelligence, and he wants to try it out. So he tries it out in one of his robots, but of course this all happens after he's gotten captured, and the bad guys want to basically make this robot, since basically once you put this artificial intelligence in one of these robots, you basically it's a child, and you kind of raise it very quickly. Of course, he learns very, very fast, but you can basically kind of turn it into sort of whatever you want. So of course these bad guys are trying to teach them how to hurt people and stuff, and commit crimes and do bad things and whatnot, and everything they have to go through with that. So it's kind of amusing because Chappie's kind of like a child the whole time, and he has his mother and his father. He calls mom and dad and stuff like that and everything. And it's interesting. I thought it was pretty decent. Of course, we have Wolverine in the movie, who it's fun to see Hugh Jackman play a bad guy in this movie. He's also created a robot who they're not letting his robot take off. It's this big, huge Hulk of a beast robot, and they went with the Chappie type robots, not his robot. He's kind of pissed off about it, so he wants to get his revenge. So he plays a bad guy in the movie. I loved him in it. So I liked Chappie. I thought it was pretty decent. Again, it wasn't anything groundbreaking. It's not like it's the most it's not like it's the greatest movie I've ever seen or anything like that. It was just okay, but I thought for what it was an enjoyable story. I liked watching this robot. Um, you know, you getting kind of some sort of feelings for him, yeah, because he is, you know, it's artificial intelligence, but he's sort of alive, and watching these gangsters sort of try to make them one of his own, and you know, he does kind of sort of know right from wrong a bit, and knows some things he's doing is wrong, but they try to like manipulate him. I like he knows not to shoot anybody, so they give him some knives and tell him that they throws the knives at people. These will put the people to sleep and stuff like that. So it is interesting. I enjoyed it. I like the end where they can transfer like a human's intelligence and brain and everything. Basically, they can put all that information into a robot. That's interesting. I want to ever be able to do that. That's kind of interesting. I think about the idea of putting somebody's like consciousness, like being able to put like, I don't mean like physically your brain, but all like the basically put your brain into a computer and then put that into a robot. That'd be kind of interesting. I'm curious to see if that'll ever happen. So anyway, I thought it was a pretty decent movie. I don't get all the hate. I don't think it's worth all the hate. I mean, again, wasn't anything fantastic, but it wasn't bad either. It was an enjoyable movie. I'd say check Chappie out. It was good. All right. And then I checked out and made me really very hungry. I watched American Eats Pizza, which is a documentary all about pizza. And who doesn't love pizza? All about how where pizza kind of sort of where it originated. They say in this, like, nobody really knows who made like the first ever pizza, but they know certain things, like where like the first, like this type of pizza was done, and where they started doing things like this, and where they started adding like tomato sauce, you know, things like that. They know that. So it's the history of a pizza, and then really goes into, you know, the history of where kind of pizza, you know, how it started out and stuff, and then in Europe and whatnot, and then made its way over to America. And then it's really about, well, as it's called, American Eats. It's all about pizza in America. Everything from pizza shops opening up in New York, you know, the first pizza shops, and then those eventually branching out, and then things like Domino's and Pizza Hut, Little Caesars coming into play, and frozen pizza, and all that stuff, and how everything's kind of made like a resurgent, and you got like gourmet pizza, and people like going back to like traditional like stone ovens and brick ovens and stuff like that. And very interesting watch. American Eats is a great series. I absolutely love it. I used to watch it all the time on the History Channel. It is fantastic. And if you like pizza, this is worth checking out. It's very cool, very informative. I'm a nerd. I love learning about this stuff. The more bizarre and weird and just randomness of a documentary, I'm in. So why would I not love a documentary all about pizza? And I love pizza. Pizza is definitely 110% my all-time favorite food. I'm 33. Well, I'm going to be 33 in October, and I'm like a little kid. Somebody asks me, what's your favorite food? I go, pizza. I love pizza. I can't get enough of it. I could eat pizza every single day. In fact, back when my parents had a beach house, and before my father passed away, and we used to go down to the beach all the time, I lived on pizza. There was like 2 really good pizza joints down there, and basically like in the morning for like I'd wake up like, you know, I'm on vacation. I wake up late, so I wake up, basically my breakfast would be lunch. I'd get lunch at 1 and then eat dinner at the other, like every single day. I just live on pizza, and I love it. So great documentary. All right, and then the last title here I checked out was Private Resort, starring Johnny Depp. Hadn't seen this one. I was interested in this one, and it's a very early Johnny Depp movie. It is a teen sex comedy from the 80s. Johnny Depp and Rob Marlowe, am I saying his name correctly? They are on a vacation, like an extended weekend vacation at this private resort, and their whole thing is they want to pick up some girls, and all the crazy wildness that ensues with them trying to pick up ladies. Everything from there's a subplot, this bad guy trying to steal a dime from an old lady, and they get caught up in that, and just all this wacky, zany 80s craziness that ensues, and it's actually a really fun watch, and I loved it. If you guys or girls want to see Johnny Depp's butt, you get to see that. And what I love the most, if you guys grew up watching Power Rangers, again, I didn't really grow up watching Power Rangers, but I know about Power Rangers now that I've gotten into them. If you guys are a fan of, why am I forgetting her name? Diva Talks. Yes, I'm thinking of the movie Diva Talks from Power Rangers Turbo and the series. If you're a fan of her and you ever thought about, hey, what does she look like naked? Watch the movie, because that actress is completely naked in this movie. You see top and butt. So I was like, wow, all right, there's Diva Talks naked. Didn't think I'd ever see that. I had no idea. Who knew? I was kind of surprised by that one, but it's a decent movie. I love 80s teen sex comedies. I think they're a lot of fun. They're cheesy, they're ridiculous, but it was a great time period, and the movies are just absolutely fun, in my opinion. They're just really fun watches, and this was great. And it's fun to see Johnny Depp in a very early role, too. Just kind of being a bit more natural, I guess you would say. Like, nowadays, I mean, I still love Johnny Depp, but he just, he's got that Johnny Depp, Johnny Deppness to him now. You know what I mean? I don't want to say like an attitude, but he's just, he is who he is. He's Johnny Depp now, and he kind of knows who he is, and I think he just kind of plays that character of himself. But in a movie like this, you kind of see just like the natural kind of starting out actor kid Johnny Depp, and just him being, who he is and having a great time with the role. And it's fantastic. I love the movie. So if you love teen sex comedies, check out Private Resort. Definitely a fun watch. And again, if you guys or gals are into Johnny Depp, you think he's a handsome guy, then you get to see his butt in this movie. In fact, there's a lot of butts in this movie. But if you like ladies, you get to see Diva Talks. And anyway, very cool. I like the movie. So Private Resort, good one. Check it out. It's a lot of fun. All right, guys. So there you go. That is it. So like I always say, thank you guys so much for checking this video out. Simply just by watching this video and showing your support by watching this video does mean the world to me. I really do appreciate it. Of course, you can also show your support by simply liking this video by clicking that thumbs up tab down below. It takes 2 seconds. Really does help me out. I would appreciate it. You can also subscribe. I do a brand new daily sickness video every single day. Collection updates, unboxings, reviews, cinema hunting videos, etc., etc. Just looks into my sickness for cinema on a daily basis. I've been doing that for over 4 years now. Got no plans on stopping, so hit that subscribe button and you will see at least one new video from me every single day, but I do sprinkle in bonus videos all the time for you guys as extra added enjoyment. If you're on YouTube, down below, bunch of links, Patreon, Spreadshirt, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Listia, eBay, all those links down below. You can follow me on all those websites. I appreciate that. And if you're over at cinemasickness.com, those same exact links are right above you underneath the CinemaSickness logo. And if you're not at cinemasickness.com, again, you are on YouTube, there's a link down below to cinemasickness.com. So just click on that link, head over there, check it out. I post these videos there, but I post so much more, and there's all kinds of other stuff for you to see over at cinemasickness.com, more so than just these videos, so definitely check it out. So, all right, guys, there you go. That's it. Look, we're under a half hour. I love that. I love when these review videos go under a half hour. That's fantastic. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching. Gonna have an absolutely fantastic Friday, and I'll see you tomorrow on Saturday. I'm thinking I'll try to shoot some kind of video while I'm out and about in upstate Pennsylvania. That's the idea. We will see. I don't know how things are going to go, but that's what I like to do. So stay tuned for that, for tomorrow's Daily Sickness video, while I'm out doing a little hunting in the Shamokin, Pennsylvania area. So, all right, guys, see you then. Again, have a great one. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.